I really can't wait.
A lot has happened in the past 2 weeks. Hey, I'm Christine and you're watching episode 4 of my Dream Kitchen renovation series. Me and my family of 6 moved into our forever home 2 years ago, and I've been carefully and thoughtfully renovating and designing this home to suit us for many years to come. It's such a great feeling setting deep roots somewhere, having a school, community, church, and a place to call home. I have always loved the concept of home, a place where your family feels loved, comforted, and safe. The kitchen is the heart of the home, and since I love to cook, this is especially true for me. I've got my tile color, and I've got my cabinet color, and I'm just standing in this space so that I can get an idea for the different tones in the room. I've got my paint color for the walls selected. They've already purchased that, so can't go back on that. But the one varying factor is the trim color. So it's really good to see the floors now, because that's going to affect my decision. Now that I know that the floors have a lot of warmth in them, I probably want the trim to be a little bit more gray. So I'm going for a beige grayish on the trim, but I just haven't decided exactly which one, but I have some top contenders. So anyways, everything's looking really nicely together, and I'll show you kind of how that all looks. I spent a good bit of the week just looking at paint colors and contemplating my options. I had 2 paint colors in mind that I knew would most likely work, but then I also went down the rabbit hole of other options just to see. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't missing something. But in the end, I ended up going with the alabaster as the white base. And then I was a little bit torn on the trim color. It was either going to be accessible beige at 75% or another color. The problem I was having is that I was loving Benjamin Moore colors or Faro and Ball colors, but I had to stick with Sherwin-Williams paint. So I was really having to go back and forth on my different options, and color matching makes me a little nervous at times. It is a very good feeling to have no regrets. I was a little worried about refinishing the floors because the original finish was beautiful. I just wanted a light floor, and I'm so happy with it. It's red oak, so it is giving off a little bit of that pink, warm tones, and I'm totally okay with that. I think we're gonna do some Bona natural seal on it. I still need to discuss that, but all in all, I think this is going to be so gorgeous. The way the colors are coming together between the floor and the cabinets and the tile and then the paint colors, it's just like better than I could have imagined. And it's not even in here yet, but I'm pretty good at visualizing things. I feel like the way I think is all in images, and so I can already see it. It's gonna be beautiful. But all the painting and the cabinets are starting next week, which is really gonna make a huge difference, so I really can't wait. Like a sample, so they painted the ceiling. So the ceiling is the color.
Oh, they have the lights up.
Yeah, well those have always been up.
Oh.
That color is the color I chose for the walls. It's not on the walls yet. You can barely see it because, it's white. But it's so pretty.
It's beautiful. I can't wait to see it tomorrow.
It's like creamy, it's perfect.
Yeah, you did great.
And then cabinets, and then I was gonna do this for the trim. Can you see that?
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Cabinets, they're gonna begin settling cabinets on Monday.
Oh, this room is so much better with the windows too. And then this window, when are they doing this?
Next week sometime.
Oh, this is gonna be amazing.
I want to like bring in the one cabinet that I have just to see it.
Even though I was pretty sure I knew what trim color I wanted, I still needed to just see it in the daylight and make sure that I loved it. And so here I am putting accessible beige at 75% on the trim. I was also putting tapestry beige by Benjamin Moore on the trim. And then I painted some white cardstock so that I could put it around the house to see it in different lights. I have been staring at these paint colors all weekend. I have to make a decision by tomorrow evening. And I decided on accessible beige because I think the gray really suits the room. It suits the cabinets because the cabinets already have green in them. I just think that with the warmth of the floors and the warmth of the white, I just think it's a good balance of everything. So glad I can stop thinking about that. Paint colors in general, when I have to choose a paint color, it's torturous. But you know, it's a big decision because colors really affect your mood. They just totally change the feel of a room, and it's important. You're setting the tone of your house and how you want to feel every day. I think it's a big decision. And it's very hard to repaint, so you definitely want to think through it. All right, I'm going to show you the laundry room. This laundry room has gone through quite the transformation. The wall has been removed and the floor is prepped for tile. Now I spent some of my bits of time putting together a couple of cabinets that we ordered from the Cabinet Joint. My contractors are putting these together for me, but I wanted to do a couple of them just mainly so I had some sweat equity in this kitchen, but also so that I could show you guys that it's pretty easy to do yourself if you were interested in ordering some cabinets from the Cabinet Joint. I bring this up because I searched high and low for a cabinet company when I was designing this kitchen, and I was so happy when I found the Cabinet Joint because you could custom design like everything, every part of your kitchen, and the price point was lower than what I found elsewhere. So I just thought they were really high quality and the best of both worlds. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Good morning, it's Saturday and we're in my basement and I'm trying to get a few things done for the kitchen. The contractors are doing a lot of work, but there's one thing that I set aside for myself, and that was to paint the buffet. So when I ordered the buffet, I wanted it unfinished because I wanted to do a fun color and I wasn't exactly sure what that was. So today I'm tackling that project. I think I know what color I want, but I have to start with sanding and priming the face frames and doors. First I'm gonna prime it with like a roller brush, and then I'm gonna pull up my paint sprayer and fully spray down all of this so that you get like that perfect finish. After sanding with 320 grit sandpaper, I vacuumed it up, wiped it down, and put all of the face frames and doors on these little triangles that you can get at Lowe's or Home Depot. And this just props everything up so that you can paint on all sides without any issues. I'm using Zinsser water-based primer. Definitely do water-based over oil-based because I can tell you from experience the oil-based primer is a complete mess and disaster to work with if you're not a true professional. I painted the details on the doors with that little paintbrush and then rolled in the rest. I tried to do just a light coat. I did that on both sides and gave each side a very light sand. It only takes about an hour for the primer to dry, so this part goes pretty quickly, and I did it all in one morning. While I was waiting for paint to dry, I happened to find the perfect vintage dresser on Facebook Marketplace, and it was only 10 minutes away, so I went and snagged that baby and brought her home because our house is in disarray right now, and I needed a little something to keep us organized, and now I have a table for my coffee machine. Very helpful right now. I am once again at the painting drawing table. I thought I knew what color I wanted to paint the buffet, but my husband made a remark and it got me thinking, and he tends to do this. He doesn't have a lot of opinions, so when he does share his opinion, it gets me thinking, and he wanted some blue. I was thinking of doing beige, just another tone of beige, but he swayed me, and I decided to paint these the Faro and Ball color Pigeon, which is sort of a blue, green, gray color, and I color matched it to Sherwin-Williams. So I don't know if it's exact, but I think it's pretty close. Using the paint sprayer, I learned the first time around here that you need to start on the far end, so as you're working your way through, the hose doesn't touch any of the face frames or anything. This is the doors when they're still wet, and then I came back a few hours later to check them out, and I was so blown away by the finish. They were stunning. This is the first time I have used Sherwin-Williams enamel urethane trim paint, and it's their cabinet paint, and it's amazing. All right, but then you gotta stay away while we're painting, okay? So you don't get paint on you.
Okay.
All right, I'll help you.
I got one sleeve in.
Is it gonna fit over your head? Look at me.
Oh,
It's barely fitting.
it feels weird.
Yeah, it does feel weird because it's too small.
I want to.
Yeah, yeah, I thought so. I think it's time to give it away. Sorry. Maybe we can get you a new lion costume for next Halloween. Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
All right.
I just really love it.
Oh, you love it? He really loves it.
It's my top hat. Hey, my top hat!
Really?
Yeah, what you do when you do stuff, you need like it just to be on, and it's for it to look like good. For me, I like need it to be like.
Really? Okay. After a light sand, this is coat number 2 going on the backside of the doors and frames. If you watch this video closely, you'll see I used 2 methods to paint these 2 trim pieces, and the first method is definitely better, just to do one long streak across the boards so you don't have puddles of paint anywhere. That was so easy. Okay, now I'm gonna wrap up, I'm gonna stick my gun in a bucket of water. I'm gonna wrap up the pail of paint so that nothing dries out. I'm just gonna leave the whole thing set up, and tomorrow in the morning I can flip it over and start the coat on the outside. So there is a method to this madness. We have my little octopus looking thing and the spray gun. As long as it sits in water, nothing will get clogged or dry up overnight. the paint just stays in the machine and it doesn't dry out, so I don't have to reset it up when I go to paint again tomorrow. And you can do this for several days as long as you seal everything really well. I have my paint bucket here. It is got everything still in it. I just wrapped it in a trash bag and taped it so it's sealed. I'm gonna turn this off. And I'm gonna turn on my dehumidifier so that everything dries really well overnight so that I can flip it in the morning. All right, woo. I have green feet. Let's see how I did on my face. Not too bad. I don't see any paint today. That's good. The next day, they were starting to bring in the cabinets, which means my kitchen was gonna start looking like a kitchen, which is a day I have been dreaming of. This was so exciting to watch. Painting is always a several day process, especially if you're doing cabinet doors. And so now I am spraying the front side, which is the important side, and this is the first coat.
So I have to push it back.
And then are you sure we have
It has to be
spacing
flush
right?
with this one, like that.
Yeah. Yep. That's how it should be. I had lots of time to speak with Oscar, the contractor, this week to go over all the cabinet details and any design elements that I needed to fill him in on. Since I was the one who ordered the cabinets, he had to depend on me for the blueprints and just any little odds and ends that only I would know about. But Oscar is amazing at piecing everything together.
The countertop cover.
Yeah, so I have to put something over here so I can make it
Yeah.
even.
Yeah.
And fill it in basically all the way across there. And
Yeah.
I'll make it work.
I know you will.
It's just puzzles.
It really is a big puzzle.
Well,
Looks like maybe it's too far this way.
yeah. Yeah, I can tell now here. I
Yeah.
wasn't aware that this is.
Right.
Oh, I think I did 36. No,
I love how the checkerboard tile is connecting with the floor, and I just have no regrets right now about my design choices. Early the next morning, I painted the sides of the buffet cabinets, so there are only two sides that will actually show, so I didn't bother spraying these sides because a roller works just fine for this.
It looks amazing.
Oh, right here, I'm gonna leave it like this because
the
I still need
cabinets.
to put the other cabinet.
Yeah.
So you see what I did there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I'm so glad I decided
Oh.
to do the trim because it makes a big difference.
I wanted to show you how good the painting job came out. It is so smooth and flawless. I am surprised that I did this. Super impressed with the paint quality, and this makes me think I can just paint anything and kind of makes me want to look around my house and figure out what else I can paint. I hope this color goes well with the rest of the kitchen, and I'm excited to see how it all comes together. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification if you'd like to see how this kitchen transforms.
Are you gonna put this video on YouTube?